Welcome, Yo.
Thank you for having me.
It's September 11th, 2025. You kind of sighed when I said that. Bring back memories of that day?
Oh, yeah, man. I was in San Diego, California. I remember I was at a junior college, Southwestern, and I was in the cafeteria going to get I want to say it was breakfast time. And I was with one of my best friends, and we was walking through the line, and as we were coming out, there were like a couple TVs in the corner, and we seen like the first plane hit. And I thought it was like a joke. And as people sat and watched it, like me and a couple of my friends were like, oh, this is like, it's whatever's on TV. We walked to class, and then they turned the news on in class, and then you seen the second one and things like that. And it was just to say 9/11 now, it's a little different, man. It hits a lot different. But I remember seeing it, man, and you can never get that, you can never take that away. You know what I'm saying? People say words stick and things that you see stick. The visual that I have of that day, that'll never be replaced.
Yeah, it was. I remember exactly where I was, and the fear and the angst and the just like how mad you get. You know, I got really upset yesterday. Like it ruined my day when I heard about Charlie. Yeah, and I had to pull over on the side of the road. I had my daughter with me, and she's 14, and you have to explain these things. And it's just like, man, I just don't understand the intentional bad things that have to happen to people. I understand there's going to be politics and there's going to be different feelings on both ends of it. But at the end of the day, you and I get along, and we might not vote the same. You know, it's if you have mutual respect,
that's what it's about.
And you talk and you communicate.
I don't think that we're put on this earth to agree on everything. That's not life.
No.
And so, like you said, it's a respect thing. I don't do politics. I don't do politicians at all. But I don't think there's no man that should be killed by no man. We're all here on our own. We all have a right to live on our own. Yes. And that's how it is. But like you said, it's respect, man. And you know what? We don't have that. We lack that.
Big time.
We lack respect.
But you're doing something with your life that what I saw, and we're going to get into this today, but what I vividly saw the first time I was part of one of your deals was that you're doing something to get that back. Meaning, like I mentioned Charlie Kirk, and I think Charlie was doing a good job of communicating and getting youth to understand that you do have a voice. You don't have to be like just hampered down with what you're learning in the classroom. What you're doing at Redirect is real life, and you're teaching these kids that you can get somewhere in life by respecting other adults, respecting life, people, work ethic, values, ethics, morals, the things that you should be taught as a kid if you're raised right.
That we've let go of those things, and so that's basically what we do. We don't hold back anything at Redirect. I try to teach kids every value that I know, and that's every kid. And what as we got away from it as a people, I think we don't teach the basics no more. We don't teach what respect means. We don't teach how to give respect. Respect isn't earned. I think respect is given regardless of you earning it or not. I can respect you without knowing you. You don't have to show me that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to teach kids. The bottom line is, whoever you are as a person, I can respect that as long as you respect everybody that's around you. We got kids from 4 years old to adults, man, and so that's where I'm trying to start at the bottom, and the more I can reach at that bottom as far as giving them the information that they need to get through life, that's what we want to do.
How do you get them? How do they? Are you advertising a lot? Is it word of mouth?
We don't advertise much, man. We talked about advertising when I first opened, but I wanted the people to come to us to be people that were sent to us. I wanted the people to come to us to the people that needed it, that were authentic. When you advertise, I feel like I get a lot of wrong people in the gym, and I don't want that. So I do go to some schools. So during the middle of the day, from 10 to 2, I'm usually at schools checking on my kids. And so if I go to school to check on one of my kids, and the counselor's like, hey, I need this kid, I need help with this kid or this kid, and that's kind of how I get the word out who I am. And then we just bring kids in, and then word of mouth. I can say that I've successfully worked with thousands of kids, and all thousands of those, every kid can say something good about me. So when they can speak to their friends and say, hey, Coach Yo helped me with this, or Coach Yo helped me with that, or Coach Yo was at my graduation, or Coach Yo helped me get to school this day, or pick me up from school. Those things are what bring kids in. It's not necessarily boxing. Boxing is, everybody likes to see boxing and see what boxing does, and there's blood and there's fighting. But that's just to kind of give them
Boxing
something to
is
think
life,
about.
man.
Boxing is life. Boxing is life, and let's talk about that. Boxing is getting hit. Boxing is getting back up. Boxing is getting back up. Boxing is slipping a punch. Boxing is catching a punch. Boxing is hitting somebody, and that's life. You get hit in life. You get
if we taught that if you know, kids and young adults had an idea of how life really is.
Yeah.
Life's not easy. We're blessed.
Life
we
is
are
hard,
so blessed,
man.
but it's hard.
Life is hard every day, and we're creating a generation that don't understand that.
Nope.
And so when you put a kid in the ring and you say, "Hey, you got 2 minutes to fight," and this kid is like, "Well, okay, I know how to fight, but you don't know how to box." And so that 1 minute and 30-second mark hits, and you want to get out and quit. And I'm saying, "Hey, you got to keep going. You don't get to quit. There's no timeouts in this ring. Guess what? There's no timeouts in life.
It's life.
Who's giving us a timeout saying, hey, you don't got to go to work today because you woke up with a headache or you feel bad? It doesn't work like that. Yeah. Or you don't have to pay your mortgage this month because you know what? You didn't go to work last week because you were sick. You don't have to pay your mortgage. That's not life.
It's not life.
And so we're putting these kids at a disadvantage by not showing them what life is. You know, and that's big.
How do you have your own kids?
I do. I have 3.
So why would you do this? You just said that you go to school for 4 hours a day to check on your athletes and your kids and your students. Why, when you just said life's hard, there's only so many hours in a day. There's only so many minutes in a lifetime. Why are you choosing to take care of all of these other kids that you are not the father of?
Yeah.
When you are the father of your 3 own and they need your attention. How do you do it and why do you do it?
So for the first 5 years of my kid's life, I was present. Then my son was 5, my daughter was 2, my middle daughter moved when she was 6. They lived with their mom, and so their mom packed up and moved to Utah. Long story short, I didn't have custody. They were taken away from me, and custody was given to her because she was in Utah or she had been there for a certain amount of time. They had a jurisdiction over my kids, and so I was a part-time father. And when I say part-time, I'm saying 45 days out of the year, which is what the courts granted me. That's a whole nother story as far as why our kids are where they're at, why our kids in our community are where they're at. And so I found myself giving to these kids what I wanted to give to my own kids. And that was a way to keep me going. My kids were my life, even when they weren't here. I want to say, when was it? 5-6 years ago? Right before COVID, my kids said they wanted to move with me. I went through a 2-year custody battle. You know how much money courts cost and the lawyer costs. I had to have an out-of-state lawyer, and the judge granted me custody of my kids.
You got them.
I got them.
Good for you.
I got my son when he was going into his sophomore year or junior year. My daughter was in the 7th grade. And so that was pivotal. That was a big change. But it had already started this being this person of who I am to these other kids. My kids also knew who I was to other kids because they would come into town and dad has to go to work or dad's at the gym and this is what dad does, and they see all these kids around me. So they accepted of who I was. They accepted who I was as a mentor. But also I just feel like you said, people, why do that to other kids when I have my own kids? Everybody needs something. Everybody needs love somewhere. And I think that men specifically don't feel that they can help other kids or be something to other kids, and we can be. You can be, especially young men and young ladies, or young ladies, I want to say, they need to see more positive men. And so my job was just to be that, regardless of how much I wasn't there for my own kids. I don't want to say I made up for it, but I tried to make up for it in my own heart and give myself an excuse to do it for other kids. I mean, it was a hard battle. I ain't gonna lie.
And God blessed you by bringing your kids back full time.
Man, God blessed me in the most amazing way. You know, I know God. I'm an ordained minister. A lot of people don't know that. And I try to pattern my life as much as I can around them. But as I grew older, I understood why God had removed my kids from me. I understood what His plan was, and then I understood when He brought them back. And I understood, and what we miss sometimes is we pray for a lot of things, but how many times do you remember what you prayed for 6-7 years ago, and then He blesses you?
He blesses you.
You know.
Were you raised the right way?
Yes, I had 2 household parents. We've been through some hell. I did the gang stuff for a little bit. Hung around it a lot and figured out what was right and what was wrong for me. I got into a lot of fights, and we grew up in San Diego, in Southeast San Diego. But I have both loving parents. I have 4 brothers. My dad's a bishop to this day. And but like I said, my dad is a bishop, and he was a father. So it wasn't like he was shaming me or shaming any of my brothers. It was learning lessons, and that's what God is to us today. He's not somebody that's shaming us. He's somebody that's saying, "Hey, you messed up. Come home. Hey, you messed up. Here's this."
Did you hurt people when you were fighting? Were you?
Oh yeah.
Did you get in?
I got 2 assault charges. That's why I got kicked out of college. I got assault with a deadly
weapon.
weapon.
Were you a bully or were you defending yourself?
Nah, I wasn't a bully. Well, to be honest, I was spit on and called the N-word, and so that was racism. And so I dealt with that a few times in my life, and I always defended myself against that. I never understood how color or race could be brought up in any capacity. That's just not how I grew up.
Did you hang out with whites and Mexicans?
I hung out with everybody.
Everybody when you were growing up?
My dad's best friend is white, our next door neighbor.
Even when you were in the gangs, you had white friends?
I've always had white friends.
So where did the racism come from? At school?
When I moved to Idaho. Not in San Diego.
Oh, you moved to Idaho.
When I moved to Idaho, I went to school in Pocatello, Idaho. And then also as I moved back here, things became racist when I worked in Yerington for a while. Just driving. It's ignorance is everywhere, in my opinion. And I don't think that
do the kids that are in your gym today, Yo, in 2025, I saw you have kids of every ethnic background.
Every background.
Is there still racism today that these kids are affected by?
Oh yes, definitely. Not in my gym because we don't tolerate that at all.
No, heck no.
But
when they come in there, have they faced it?
No, not inside my gym.
No. When they come in there, had they already faced?
Oh yeah, there's kids that's been in there faced it.
Really? And they tell you about?
Oh yeah.
Man.
Plenty of times, man. And you know what? It's sad, but all we can do is bring kids. Man, I love. Like you said, you've been there. There's kids from every ethnicity in our gym.
Big time, yeah.
And one of the pride things that we have in our gym is the fact that we love. I don't care who you are. Come in this gym, we gonna love you. We gonna show you how to love. And that's what we got to at the beginning. That's what God is. God is love.
How do you, when you as the owner of Redirect and with your background, has it taught you patience? Because not every kid that comes in your gym is a world-class athlete. Very few of them are. Very few of them. I'm not saying that I know
you
this.
You are
I'm
100% right.
So as a coach and as a great athlete, because we're going to get into your athletic background and your boxing prowess and your amateur career, and I don't know if you went pro in boxing.
No, I did not.
But you're a great boxer.
Yes, sir.
You're in good shape.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about patience as parents, as coaches. Because these kids come into your gym and they might not even know how to hold a jump rope, let alone jump rope.
So I think the patience is more so as a coach. Let me say this. I think that the community people, our community workers, our police officers, our teachers, our staff, and everybody that are a part of kids' lives have to have more patience than parents. I don't think parents have to deal with patience too much no more because parents don't parent like they used to. And so when parents are not parenting and they allow the kids to do whatever they want, then when you get a kid, just say you work at a school and then you get a kid, you got to have patience with dealing with this kid's attitude. I got to have patience with this kid telling me what he wants to do and trying to do what he wants to do without following directions. The people that care for these kids outside of the homes have to have the most patience. So we have patience. I have 4 boxing coaches. I have 2 other trainers, my wife, and we all have displayed unreal amount of patience. And it's, you know what, it's something that's every day. It's a forgiving thing every day. You have to start that day just like that. You have to end that day just like that. And there's no limit to how much patience you gotta have. You get kids that will disrespect you. You get kids that'll try to spit on you. We've had kids that try to hit you. Like there's a lot of different types of kids in this world. And I'm a believer that there's 2 types of people in this world: people with issues and dead people. And so we get kids with issues.
What?
People with issues and dead people.
Oh, I like that. Well, we all got them.
My old boss told me that Dr. Contagious used to say that. Yeah, he said, there's 2 types of people: people with issues and dead people. Which one are you? Well, I'm alive and living, so I got issues. So that's how we take it. That's where the patience comes from. I'm not saying that nobody's issues are better than mine or my issues are different than anybody else's. I'm saying I got issues, you got issues. Let's try to work with it and deal with them. And that's how I take kids in.
So when you take the kid in, what is the mindset that Yo and his wife and his coaching staff want to instill? What is the image that you want these kids to come out of Redirect having in their mindset going into life? Is it 99% discipline of discipline is everything? But what is the values that you want to teach when you get a kid into Redirect?
So the first thing that it's not sports. And I think a lot of people think that like there's 1% of kids that make it to the professional athlete, to the professional status. It is discipline. It is respect, and it is character. Who are you when nobody's paying attention? Who will you be in our community? Period. My job is to make sure that we have young men and young ladies that are going into our community, because this is ours. We live here, and as I continue to age, somebody's going to have to look out for me. Who are we building to take care of this community next? That's our job.
I love
period.
It. You know, it's funny you say that, and I don't want this to be taken as a name drop, but I've become friends with many great athletes doing what I do. The greatest athlete of all time in the history of the world, in my opinion, is Bo Jackson. And I've become friends with Bo.
Yes, sir.
Well, I brought Bo here a few years ago.
Bo is.
I brought Bo here a couple years ago to speak at the governor's dinner.
Okay.
And it sold out. It was the biggest crowd, I was told by the athletic director at UNR, Stephanie, told me it was the biggest crowd in governor dinner history. They had a waiting list to listen to Bo speak. Greatest athlete. Bo doesn't like speaking a lot because he has a natural stutter. Mm-hmm. He's developed a hiccup deal that he had to get surgery for. And the biggest thing that I took out of it was being around Bo a bunch like I have now. Everybody came to that dinner wanting to talk about, man, Bo, you ran over Brian Bosworth. Yeah. Bo, you won the Heisman at Auburn. Bo, you set the 55-meter NCAA record. Bo, you hit a home run in the All-Star. He didn't talk about sports one time.
He didn't care about none of that.
He went through a 60-minute speech and never mentioned his athletic career once. And at the end, he opened it up for questions. And, of course, people are like, man, questions. Wanted to talk about sports. Yeah. And what he talked about was what you just said. His mom, his upbringing, his discipline, bullying, being bullied, being everything. Never once talked about getting drafted or the All-Star game or the Heisman, nothing.
That's humble.
And I was like, he doesn't really care about that part of Bo's life.
It doesn't matter. If you're not creating great people around you, then who are you?
And that's what he's most proud of is his kids.
Yeah.
His marriage and his kids. He said it to the crowd that night.
I got 2 in college, and my daughter's a senior. My baby's a senior. They are amazing kids. My son's studying mechanical engineering. He's 20. My middle daughter just started her freshman year at college in Kansas, and my baby goes to McQueen. And so if I can't make somebody better than me, then who am I? And so with all the kids, and those are for my own kids. My own kids are better than me. But for all the kids that come around us like this, I'm not here to be kids' friends. Like I love every kid, and they know that. But they also know Coach Yo is not your friend. I'm going to help you get to where you're supposed to get to. I'm going to discipline when you need to. I'm going to come to your school if you're getting bullied. I'm going to come to your school if you're bullying. I'm going to make sure that you bring me report cards that have great grades. If you bring me a report card with F's on it and you have a fight the next day, guess what? You're not fighting.
You're not fighting.
This is life. And I don't pour those things away for nobody. And you'd be surprised that some parents don't agree with those things. Some parents won't bring their kids to me because of that. But I stand firm on what I believe in and the things that we need to make these young men and young ladies be successful in our community. I don't even let kids ask me questions at certain times. Like, there's a level of respect that's learned at our gym. You don't hit adults. You don't cuss at adults. You don't interrupt adults when they're talking. Like, those things get you a long way. You don't stand up in the middle of a courtroom and speak when somebody else is speaking. So why are you doing it now? Like, we don't teach our kids these things, and that's what we're there for, man. And nobody wants to do it every day. It's like it's like we kind of give up, you know. And like I said, in my opinion, the parents are leaving these things up to the community more so than the parents doing it. That's an at-home thing. If you met my son today and he's 20 years old, he's gonna look in your eyes and shake your hand. You're gonna hear him say, "Yes, sir." Like, those are things that I was taught as a kid. That's how I was raised as a kid. That's how my son is raised. You know, my daughters are going to be respectful. You're going to see them dressing respectful and walking around respectful and using the correct words and being respectful to adults around them as well. That's just how they're raised. You know, we miss that.
But a lot of times in our society, and correct me if I'm wrong, that a guy like you raising kids, a guy like me raising kids, are we looked at different in society? Because aren't you supposed to be a tough exterior? Aren't you supposed to have this mentality of, man, like almost a thuggish mentality of like, man, your kids aren't supposed to be well-mannered. Yeah. You weren't well-mannered when you were a kid. You were a gangster. Yeah. So do you face that of like, man, my kids are saying, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. When I see that, I'm like, those kids are raised right. Yeah. But you as a man, have you ever faced it of like, man, we're not supposed to have that mentality? People look at us like, no, that ain't right. That's not how that was. I've been in the South a lot, and I've been around a lot of great of all ethnic backgrounds. And when you see kids raised right, sometimes you hear like, whoa, man, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
And it's all about a respect thing to me. Talk to me, Yo, a little bit about, have you faced that as a parent of like, wait, how are your kids so well-mannered when you say that you were a gangster? Because aren't you supposed to have a gangster mentality?
So the misconception is understanding like how the difference in structure in the streets and people live, you know, like I can name you 1,000 homies that I know that are active like that. But what they always were, and this is what people don't understand, is they were always respectful. Like my dad, like I said, my dad was a bishop. Everybody on my football team, 95% of them were gang members, and they all respected every man that was around them. There's structure in gangs when you grew up like that. Which
nobody knows that. Nobody understands that.
Nobody, because nobody looks deeper. They don't if they look deeper, they would know. If they looked deep, just below the surface, they would understand that kids join things like that for structure. Kids join things like that for somebody to tell them what to do, to give them direction. If they knew it all on their own, they wouldn't be joining those things.
Right.
And so that structure has always. I got homies that whose kids are just like mine, grade A kids. And cold killers, it doesn't matter. But the structure and who they were and who they are as a person, even growing up, it was always a respect. You didn't do things around kids. You didn't do things around parents. You respected parents and kids. If you were doing crimes and things, that's to be done on your own. There's a structure that goes with things, and people don't get that. So yeah, people look at me like that, and you know, I got cornrows in my head, and you know what I'm saying. I got tattoos up and all the way up and down my body. So people look at me and they see something different, but I'm who I am.
Have you been to prison?
No, sir. I've been to jail a couple times.
What is your opinion, Yo, on when you say the word redirect? That's got a lot of meaning.
Yes, sir.
If you are that thuggish mentality and a gangster, and you do hurt people, you just said there were some stone cold killers.
Oh yeah.
Do they deserve a second chance in society because of what you just said? They had structure, they had respect, they might have got off on the wrong foot, but the bottom line is that they hurt another human being. And you started off this conversation and discussion by saying you should not kill another human being. With our prison system and this mentality of, okay, they get out, they get a second chance in life, they found Jesus and God in prison, whatever it is. Talk to me about your personal feelings on redirect and a second chance in life if you did hurt somebody and you were a killer.
So a second chance in life is a little different. I don't think that it's my job to give nobody a first or second chance. Do I think it's an eye for an eye? No. And if I'm speaking biblically, then God says it's His job to do the chastising. It's our job just to run our lives like we run it. So do I think that do I think everybody should get a second chance in prison? No. Do I think prison should be a second chance of how you live your life? Do I think we should have more opportunities in prison? Do I think some people that are in prison shouldn't be out? I'm not saying cold murders or stuff like that, but yeah, I think there's a lot of people that's in prison wrongfully accused, or in prison that should have a second chance for selling drugs, or in prison for doing this much time for simple things. But as far as killing somebody, that's not my job to give them life. But it's also, if that's not my job to give them life, it's my job to give them things to do while they're in there. I think our prison system is even the ones that get the second chance to be reformed, they're not reformed because they sit in this box and they do nothing. So what redirecting are we doing while they're in prison? That's the thing. So if we have things in place for them, just say we had somebody there's people that have pled insanity and they get out 5 or 4 years later. What do we do for them in that 4 or 5 years to redirect them to know that they're supposed to be out? Like in reality, we don't know.
So you're kind of doing this with redirect before these kids ever have a chance to get to prison. You're teaching them the things now that should be taught in prison to redirect somebody if they do get a second chance. But these kids are being enlightened right now by somebody that understands the lifestyle and where it could get you if you do mess up.
Yes, and you know, that with these kids, I preach to them daily that you don't always get a second chance. And that's not me saying that you shouldn't get a second chance. I'm saying you don't always get a second chance in life. And that's with a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? And so as I'm teaching them what to be, where to be at, what to do, I'm also teaching them, hey, if this happens, there's a consequence. Here's the thing, for every action we do, there's a consequence. Not saying if the consequences are going to be good or bad, or we're going to like the consequence or not. There's a consequence, and that's what I'm trying to teach him. Hey, you can steal that. You can steal that bike if you want to, and there's going to be a consequence. Whether it's you doing 5 years or you doing 5 hours, there's going to be a consequence. You don't know which one, or whether it's you're going to be stealing that bike and somebody comes outside and beats you up for stealing that bike. There's going to be a consequence. So why not just not steal the bike?
Yes.
And then I don't have to pick. I don't have to see either of these consequences. I don't want to put myself in that position. So I'm trying to get these kids to understand that they don't have to put themselves in these positions at all.
You say that you have, and I saw the gym, lots of ethnic background. What about income? Is there lots of different income levels in your kids?
We have the bottom and we have the top.
You do?
Yeah.
So why are the top in there?
So the top have the same issues. Remember I said at the beginning.
This is interesting to me because the assumption where I was just going with my last form of questioning with people look at your background.
Yeah, no, it's
and
not.
Your kids aren't supposed to say yes, ma'am, and yes, sir, but the kids that were at the top are supposed to. That's the mentality in our country.
That's not the truth. The top is in there just for the same reason that the bottom is in there.
Really?
The top has the same issues as the bottom has.
They do.
Just because the bottom has money issues doesn't mean that they don't have that their mental health isn't good. The top has more mental health issues. The top has more drug issues. That like we can talk about issues that everybody has on every level. There's issues everywhere. I'm not saying that a crackhead is at the top, a crackhead is at the bottom. That's obviously the worst issue, drug issues. But what about the pharmaceutical issues? What about the pharmaceutical medication?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when I am entitled and I do have enough stuff, then where does the respect come in at? So everybody has an issue, and then you know what? That's my favorite part about it. I can get a kid that's at the bottom. I can get a kid that's at the top, and I'm going to be the same. You'll get the same yo. Yo's going to teach you the same basics. Yo's going to talk to you the same. Yo's going to tell you, hey, you can go to Galena High School, and guess what? I'm going to come see you. I'm going to tell you, hey, if you go to Hug High School, guess what? I don't care where you are or who you are. You get the same treatment from me. That's what kind of world I would love to live in. Yeah. To where my economic status didn't matter, my color didn't matter. I will get the same treatment regardless of who I am, and that's what I want these kids to know.
Are they when they are in there?
Oh yeah.
Do these kids, do the top and the bottom, do the rich kids and the poor kids? Is that respect automatic, or do you see a little bit of friction at the beginning and then they ease up? Or
I don't think
how do the kids get along when they're from different income levels?
I think it's the same way that kids get along when they're from different gangs that come to my gym. It's we don't tolerate it, so you better find out how to figure it out.
There's no shit talking then.
We don't.
There's no smack talking or disrespect.
No, I mean, they obviously smack talk when they spar.
A little bit,
but as far as disrespect, no, we don't tolerate that.
You won't tolerate it.
I've had kids come in and, hey, come here. I know you from here, you from here. We don't tolerate that here. Y'all shake hands. While y'all here, y'all get along. And you guys go see each other every day. So guess what? You're building this relationship. That's the sneaky part. Nobody sees that. You're going to see each other every day. I'm going to make you jump rope together every day. You're going to do drills with each other every day. So guess what? You're now getting along. You're building a relationship.
Yeah.
And so when you leave here, that relationship is going to stand a lot longer than what the streets is giving you. So we don't get too much pullback on that, man. The kids get along. You know, I don't know. I'm blessed. I have a way with kids for sure. And they really do listen to what we do. They listen to what we say. They follow the models that we put out there. And so when I say that, I'm saying we model the behavior that we want these kids to have.
How do you make money with Redirect? Do the kids have to afford a certain amount of money? Is it a same level of everybody can join this gym in the Redirect program through a monthly installment, a yearly, or how does Yo? Because you're putting a lot of time into this.
Oh yeah.
Is there a payoff for this?
I mean, if we talking money wise, a payout is probably not the words I would use, but how we work is, and I can say this with no hesitation, is there's nobody that's come to my gym that I've turned away from money.
Good.
Not one kid, not even an adult.
So are you depending on donors to help?
So we have a few sponsors. We get some sponsors, and we have my wife started to write grants a couple years ago. And so we're tapping into the grants, and that's starting to help out a lot. But even with that, we have a scholarship for him. And so just say for a kid to come to my gym 4 days a week for boxing, if he's in the advanced class, the max price will be $100 a month. Okay. And so just say this kid came in and his parents' income was this. We have a scholarship for him. They write down the income. It may be whatever. It may be $20 a month for this kid. Just say they can't afford that $20 a month.
But they don't get turned away.
They don't get turned away. I don't care what it is.
Incredible.
It can be $20 a month. It can be $100 a month. If you can come in at the highest, at the top of our income bracket and say, well, I don't know if I can pay this. Okay, guess what? I'm going to still work with this kid. If you're going to turn away this services for this kid because you don't want to pay, I'm still going to work with that kid. This is therapy. This is therapeutic. We as adults have said it for years. We go, I had a long day at work. I'm going to the gym. Listen, I got to go to therapy. When do we start giving kids this free therapy? They can't say that. They don't get to use that as an excuse. And so I refuse to turn anybody away. Working out, being in the gym, boxing, being around good people is what we're missing, because we let our kids sit at home on phones. We let our kids sit at home or be on the video games all day and chat with
automatic babysitters, huh?
chatting people they don't know about. I will take you for an hour and get paid nothing. Take you for 2 hours, get paid nothing, and have you be around some inviting people, some loving people, than have you sitting at home doing nothing. And that's how we work.
That phone with a kid's mind is so dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
With them being able to look at everybody else's lifestyle and compare themselves.
Now you compare, man. And we already compare as a human species. We already see somebody and that's what your eyes do.
He's better looking than me. She's prettier than me. He's in better shape. He's richer than me. He's got a better job. He's got a better car. It's nonstop.
That's what your eyes do.
It's nonstop.
And so when you give somebody a phone, when you give a kid that's not really all what am I saying?
His brain
hasn't fully developed yet. Yeah. Then what do you do with that? Look at us as adults. We compare as adults.
Oh man,
we struggle as adults.
Bad. And social media makes it 10 times way compounded.
So yeah, those phones are a dangerous thing as well.
I'm gonna ask a tough question.
Go ahead, man.
You brought up the N-word.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here across from an what do you call yourself? Do I call you an African American as a white man? What do I call my friend? Just my friend, right? Like I don't see it, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't see color in a second. But when I describe Yo, do I say he's an African American man? Do I say he's a Black American? How do I say that and be respectful to your race?
By calling me Yo, first of all, that's respectful.
And my friend.
And second thing is, me personally, I don't like being called a color.
Then why my grandpa's best friend was a black man named Cecil Washington. Uh-huh. My grandpa died when I was 2. It was my dad's dad. Uh-huh. Cecil, the black man, took over as my dad's dad. Uh-huh. And he took over as my grandpa. Raised us. My entire life. He died at 93 4 years ago. He outlived my dad, and it crushed him every single day when my dad died at 54 years old. But Cecil Washington was my grandpa. Mm-hmm. If you go in my house, you'll see nonstop pictures of Cecil and us. With my mom, my dad, us kids. Mm-hmm. He taught us how to drive. He taught us how to shoot guns. He would always have our back. Damn it, Orville, leave those boys alone. They're going to shoot. Cecil was our boy. And every one of my friends that I graduated high school with and went to college with would take trips out to Black Springs, which is out between...
To go see Cecil.
Do you know where Black Springs was when we were growing up out by Stead?
No.
Martin Luther King
okay,
Church.
I know what you're talking about.
I grew up right there in Black Springs. The left side of the highway was white. The right side was all black.
Oh, really?
I was always over on the black for lunch. I learned how to break dance. I learned how to freestyle rap. Cecil would drive me to Richmond and Oakland, and I would hang out with his grandkids. And to this day, I won't say the N-word.
Yeah.
I won't say it. But Cecil would say that anybody can be one of those. My question to you, Yo, is... why do y'all say it? And I don't want to, I'm not in a race war with you. I would never be, because I got nothing but love for you. And Cecil was my boy. If anybody ever talked shit about black people, we were fighting. Now, did I get in fight in the neighborhoods?
Yeah.
We did.
You should have.
But it wasn't race fights.
Yeah.
It was over dumb shit.
Yeah,
like Ice Cube rapped about.
Simple stuff.
Simple dumb shit. So why do y'all say it? And why can't we say it if y'all are saying it? Because this is a stigma in America. You'll see a movie to where a rap song will be on, and the white guy will be rapping, and then all of a sudden that word will come up, and the black guy looks at the white guy like, are you going to say it? Why do we have that mentality?
Because first of all, it was used as a derogatory term. So that's like me walking around calling somebody a derogatory term is a bitch. Like, I can't go around calling people that. If a female that's used towards a female, I can't walk around calling her that. That's derogatory.
Big time.
That was a racial slur that was used to make a black man feel less than he was.
Yep.
Okay. They called a nigga that when they called you that word when they wanted to put you down.
Yep.
They used another word for the man that was stronger than you. So it's not a. Here's the thing. I'll be honest. I haven't really dove into that topic since I got caught that in college. And I had a lot of weird feelings about it when it happened in college, because when it happened, I fought for myself.
Was it a white man that called it to you in a derogatory way?
Yeah, it was a rodeo coach.
But it's okay if one of your friends just says,
so
what's
it's not.
up?
Yes, it's not. It's a difference.
It's different.
It's not. First of all, Nigga and Nigger is two different words. That's
so what if I say it with an A?
So it's not for you to say it with an A, with an O, with a P, with a Q at all.
We can't say it
at all. And that's just that, and that's not because of us. That's because of what we were called. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, if somebody was using that word to put me down my whole life, and now that we are equal,
yep,
we want to use the word equally. No, it's not used equally. It wasn't used equally back then. You wasn't called that.
No, never.
You wasn't slaving and being called that.
I hated hearing it.
You know, and to be honest, I hate the way it's used now. I hate the way that everybody uses it. It's a universal word now, but that's not what it was used for.
No.
So has the definition of the word changed? No, but has how people use it changed? Yeah, it has. Do I think people use it in a derogatory way now? No, not necessarily. But do I think people try to use that as a scapegoat and say, hey, I'm not using the derogatory word, I'm just using it as it? No, BS, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So I think they lie about it. So that's a hard line to cross, man. And like I said, I got, hell, I don't know how many, I am blended worldwide.
I'm a huge hip hop fan.
Oh yeah.
I'm running in my street yesterday and I'm listening to Cube or Too Short, and they say it and I say it singing to the song. I don't say it. When they use the Lord's name in vain in a song, whether it's rock and roll,
I don't say that.
I don't say it.
Exactly.
I will never ever. I will never accept people using the Lord's name in vain, even if it's JC or God. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't say that either.
My dad.
I never have.
My mom and dad taught me that. And when I hear the N word, I'm like, it's easy for me not to say.
Yeah, but
it's
why?
Easy for me not to say.
But why is it not easy for everybody not to say?
That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, I don't understand the mentality when I'm around a bunch of white people.
Why is that a choice? If I knew that somebody used that word to put you down, and you're my friend, then why would I use that word? Period.
Yeah.
Regardless if you use it or not.
It should be the mentality of a man like me to be like, if Yo and his homies are saying it to each other, that don't matter. It doesn't matter. I should be able to tell myself and discipline my brain, I'm not going to use the word. Yeah, I don't care if you're around a bunch of your friends at camp up at a lake and there's nobody around. Yeah. To use that word to me it's so easy not to. It's common sense.
It should be, man. It should be. But you'd be surprised it's not.
Okay, when my ancestors came over here to Ellis Island. I was in New York 2 years ago. I went to Ellis Island. I looked them up,
Where's Ellis Island?
Ellis Island is New York. That's where the immigrants would come in from Italy and Spain back in the day. You go to Ellis Island, you can see the Statue of Liberty from there. You go in this building, you can find your lineage and your ancestral lineage, right? So I found my grandpa Carmen Filippone that came over from Italy and was first generation American. Right? I mean, my grandpa's dad came over here. My mom's dad was first generation American Italian. Okay. When they came over here and they couldn't pronounce their name, they had a funny last name of an Italian. My family's name was Filippone. They would stamp them WOP, WOP, and that would mean without papers. That means they didn't have their documentation to be a legalized citizen. They would just stamp them WOP. Well, that's a derogatory term to Italians. Guinea, WOP. When I'm around Italians at a deli, they're not sitting there going, what's up, WOP? They're not calling each other WOP. Now, that's where the confusion sets into me, is that if it's a derogatory term, is it a celebration that you guys beat it and that it's okay now to call each other that? Because I don't see a bunch of Mexicans calling each other derogatory terms.
Well, Mexicans use the word, the N word as well, and it is kind of a celebration. It's kind of a celebration. It's kind of a I'm saying it and you better not say it.
What if the kid in your gym says it in the ring and they're like, it's two black guys sparring? Are they allowed to say it to each other?
No, they don't. I don't let kids cuss in my gym. I go to schools and I tell kids,
so it's a cuss word.
So
it's a cuss word.
Yeah, I don't let kids speak like that in my gym. Period.
Do you speak like it to your friends when you're with your homies?
Yeah, I can say that. Yep, I do. I do. My brothers, I say it when I want to, but it's
Is it hard for you to talk to me about it?
No, I like to. You know what? I would like to talk to the world about it.
Well, then let's get this out to the world.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm very interested.
I would like to talk to the world about it. It is sort of a way to say, you know what? I can't say it and you can't. You've called me that for years. You've put me down for years, and now I'm saying it. I'm not there for the history of it, but like your history of your family.
Yeah.
I don't know the history of my family. You can't trace my family. I don't know my first language. That's why we talk back to the topic. What's a Black American or African American? Where am I from? You don't know. I can trace me back to my great grandfather, and then it falls off. You know why? Because slavery. And then where'd this grandpa come from? And then where'd this grandpa come from? And so there's in some sort, it's a connection of who we are. Nobody has that. Nobody has a connection. You can't name me. Like I said, I have a huge family. I got 4 brothers and 50 cousins and grandparents and mom and dad and 10 aunties and uncles on both sides. But our lineage ends where? After our great grandfather. So who are we as a people? We don't have that luxury of going to do the 23andMe and finding out that I'm from this part of Africa and this is my language and this is what we don't. I don't know I would never. I told a kid who was in my gym. I got a buddy that's Bulgarian, and he's a real good friend of mine. And I heard him speaking to his dad on the phone. It was like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, and I almost teared up. I was like, dude, that's dope hearing you speak that language. I was like, don't ever get rid of that because I don't know mine. I don't know my first language. I never will know.
Is your wife Black?
My wife is white.
I know. I knew that.
Two of my children are mixed.
I knew this, right?
Yeah.
I knew that. Question is, have you ever been talked down to because of that by your homies?
Nah, not by my homies.
They knew it was true love, and they didn't judge you on it.
Yeah.
Do Black people judge other Black people if they marry a white woman?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
Yeah, they do.
Why? Because you're going outside of the race?
Yeah, because but to me that's like reverse racism. If you ask me,
you can love a white woman. Does she love you?
This is the thing. This is what if we're talking biblically, like we talked about at the beginning, then what is race? What is color? Why do I see color if I'm a believer in Christ?
Did her mom and dad look down on her for dating you?
No, I don't think so. If they did, they kept it to themselves. If they did, they kept it.
But they loved on you?
They never said it to me.
They loved on you?
Yeah.
And you never looked back. Did you always date white women?
Nah, I've had a lot of. I mean, I've dated everything, man. I was a nice little player back in my day, so I
Does she know that? Because we don't need to keep that part in.
She know that. I've dated. I've never. That's what I'm trying to say is, man. I've never seen color lines. When I say my dad's best friend was white, he's Steve Potts is a 6'4" white dude, had a long ponytail. He used to play hockey he was our next door neighbor. He would play basketball with us outside with no shoes on. He's the one that taught my brother how to throw a football.
Look, we got something in common because my dad's best friend was Black and he taught me life.
Exactly.
And that's what I love.
They were best friends. They did everything. They coached us from 6th grade up till high school. He's the one that taught my brother how to really throw a football the way he did. My brother went to college and had every scholarship offer possible. I didn't know what racism was. I didn't know what racism was. Do I see color? Yeah, I understand what color looks like. But is there a difference between me and you? Have I ever thought I was above you or below you? Hell no. I don't know what that is.
Is it bad for a white man like me to say that a Black man should not have his pants down below his boxers? Because Cecil would always teach me that you pull your pants up and you go to work. Is it just a style thing? Or am I racist because I think that way as a white man?
Well, first of all, nobody should have their pants down, second down. That's not a race thing. It's and so the stigma is that only Black kids have their pants hanging down. That's not true.
That ain't true. I've seen plenty of white
dudes
do it.
So I don't care who you are. If you're addressing that, then you should address that. That's what's great about me is I am on the even playing level. If I see a white kid with his pants hanging down, hey, pull your pants up. I see a Black kid, hey, a Hispanic kid, pull your pants up. I'm going to tell every kid the same thing. That's what's different. That's what's wrong with the world is there's a difference. To me, there's not a difference.
Not a difference.
You're a kid.
That's how Cecil raised me. There's no
You're
difference.
a kid. There's no difference. Pull your pants up. Hey, you don't cuss. You don't get to say those words. And I'm going to tell the Black kid that. I'm going to tell the white kid that. I'm going to tell the Hispanic kid that. I'm going to tell the Asian kid that. You don't talk like that. Hey, you don't disrespect your mom. I'm gonna tell each and one of those kids the same thing. Hey, you can go to college. You can go to college. You can go to college. I'm gonna tell each one of those kids the same thing. But that's not what the world is. That's not what the world does. And there are disadvantages, and and poverty is a big one. But like I said, as we're growing into a new world, poverty is a disadvantage, but being upper class is a disadvantage. There's things that everybody's going to be missing. Nobody has a perfect life.
At one point in America, in the 80s, the late 80s, hear me out on this. White people were going nuts for a few black people. Let me explain. Mike Tyson was the heavyweight undisputed champion of the world at 20 or 21 years old.
Yes.
He was beating up grown men. Bone Crusher Smith, Tony Tucker. I'm a huge Tyson. I'm a nut.
He was knocking them down.
I'm a Tyson nut. At the same time, a 19, 20, 21-year-old comedian named Eddie Murphy was selling out arenas on the Delirious and Raw tour in the 80s. White people were going nuts. They went to Lawler Event Center here to watch it. My dad and Uncle Mel and all these white people went.
Yeah.
Music. Elvis Presley was influenced by black music. Yeah. Biblical
Lionel
music.
Richie.
All of it.
Yeah.
Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Little Richard.
Yep.
We're not racist at all. When I'm sitting there watching Mike Tyson fight, I'm like, that is the baddest mother. I never once ever thought, what's this black man doing in the ring? You could take Mayweather. You could take Roy Jones Jr. You could take Bo Jackson. Yeah. I just have never understood how that mentality came that you could look at a black man or a black man can look at a white, whatever it was, because there is reverse too, and say that we're different. I just never got it. So my point in telling you that about the 80s is that I'm growing up in the 80s like you did.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit older than you. What are you, 43?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm 50.
Yep.
So I was a little bit older than you. So I was there in Mike Tyson's prime watching it with my full attention.
You there.
Wouldn't miss a round. You couldn't go to the kitchen and get a drink because it was over. Michael Spinks learned that quick.
Exactly.
But I never understood how we could still be racist, but we'll go and be like, oh man, Eddie Murphy's, because he's the funniest comedian of all time.
But let me tell you this: that's been like that forever. It's entertainment. Black people were always used for entertainment. Think about it. We did the circus. They had us in circuses. We did shows. We always did the entertainment, and that was okay. But at times we were doing entertainment, and it was entertainment, and now you're going back to your slave house, or you see what I'm saying?
Now you're looked at different again.
Exactly.
At one time during the day, you were looked at. Hey man, that dude's a good person.
That guy can sing. That guy's funny.
Yeah.
But it was they were using them for their entertainment. The key word is using. It was never equal. You're not doing this because you're good at it. You're doing this to entertain me, to entertain us. Get up there and entertain us, and then you're gonna be done, and you're gonna be exactly who I told you were when you're done. It's different now. Oh, it should be. What you got to get is there's not a lot of people like you, and I say that with a smile on my face.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, like
Why?
It's not a lot of. Everybody don't have the mentality that you have. Everybody. I don't want to say it's not a lot, but it's not a lot, man. Like you're a different kind of guy. Like everybody didn't grow up like you, and everybody didn't have the open mindedness that you do. Like I truly believe racism is taught in homes. Like your dad didn't teach you those things, but think of how many people dad did teach him that, or think of how many people just said you're superior to this race because of your color, and they believe that because guess what? I'm supposed to believe what my dad tells me to believe.
Yeah.
And my
dad was the exact opposite.
Exactly.
My dad would punch somebody if they said the N-word.
Exactly. So that's why you're different.
Wouldn't take it.
You see what I'm saying?
So in today's world of all those different mentalities, you say my mentality is different. How do you, as a man in your 40s, how do you keep going and not care about race, even though you know your people have faced it for years, and you're now teaching the exact opposite as a mentor, and you're a young mentor.
Yeah.
40s are young to be a mentor to this many people. They really are, in my opinion. You're doing God's work, right? Yeah. Because when I saw that gym and me and Joey are standing there and I'm watching these kids box and they're running up to you and hugging you, whether they won or lost, they weren't happy. I'm not saying they were happy if they lost because they're competitive. But I saw a common theme, man. Everybody was family in there.
Yeah. And
I was like, damn it. I want to be a part of this because that's how I grew up. I grew up at a bus stop with all black people. All black people. We were the only 3 white brothers there. Okay? Me and my brothers Clinton Clay, we were friends with all black people growing up. All of us. We didn't give a shit. I can name them all right now. I remember Corey Lobster. I remember Lean. I remember Robert Vernon dying in Lake Davis because he drowned. He was my best friend, and I freaking cried my ass off at his funeral for hours when Bobby Vernon died, sitting next to his brother Tavis. I was a white man in a black church, not giving up, not caring.
You couldn't.
And now it's like, I look back at it and I'm like, man, I missed that part of my life because it taught me so much about friendship, loyalty. If I told you the stories about my childhood, there was no bad part of it, man. There was no racism going on between me and these people. There was not, and I know they were probably facing it on other aspects of their life. But when I was with them,
they didn't. You know why? Because you didn't give that to them. You didn't make them feel like that.
There was nothing going on, man. Yeah. It was pure. It was
love, man.
Unified love and friendship.
Period. And that's what it should be like. That's what I'm saying. Is like you as a kid were not taught that. So when you go to this family, this black family, they're not taught that. You guys are just friends. Period.
That's how it was.
That's what it is.
That's how it was.
Now, if you were taught this and you go to this black family, guess what you're going to be thinking? Guess what you're going to be seeing? Guess what they're going to be thinking? Yeah. Now it's a fight. No, everybody is born without that racism. It's taught to them. But if you can walk into life just like if every kid is walking in life like you and if we met as kids, guess what? We'd be best friends. Tight. To this day.
And we still could.
Right, exactly.
Because we got that mutual respect.
That's what it is, man. That's all it is. And it's sad that we're in 2025 and we're still having to teach this. I was telling my mother-in-law the other day, I listened to a song by Maze and Frankie Beverly singing We Are One. Talking about America, like we are one. We are one people. Like no matter what we go through, we are one. He's singing about this in 79, 80. Why are we still singing about the same thing?
Yeah.
Why do we still have to have these same conversations?
It's crazy. We never had them. Growing up, we keep going back to my childhood and your childhood is like, I was so much friends. Like I can't explain how strong the bonds were.
Yeah.
Like, people, maybe I got my card. Maybe I got my membership and accepted easier because Big Daddy Cecil is like, these are my grandboys. These are my grandbaby. And we didn't see color. They brought us in like it was nothing. Willie Stevenson, Cecil's next door neighbor, treated us like we were his boys. Yeah. Like there was I never grew up around it. Like it was so easy for us to be unified with that side of the freeway that everybody's like, why is one side black and one side's white? How did it end up like that? I wish I knew.
Yeah.
I wish I lived on that side.
But that wasn't you. You didn't even have to question as a kid. You was going over there to play anyway. Like
every day. Yeah. Every day I wasn't scared. Yeah. I was never scared of being in that neighborhood.
That's what it should be like.
Now it would be called the hood, but back then it was just our neighborhood.
Yeah.
It was just us boys running with these other boys. And when I was in your gym, I got that sense again. I was like, man, this is what I grew up in. And I was like, it's so neat that this part of Nevada, this part of the country still has this.
Yeah.
Because a lot of places don't, man.
A lot of places don't, man.
I don't have it in my everyday life anymore.
I try to keep it in mind. I try to keep it in mind and I try to preach it to as many people as possible, man. Because that's what our kids need. That's how we build a community. That's how we have a safe community. That's where everybody's safe in our community. It's not about one person being safe. It's about everybody being safe.
Everybody.
Everybody.
And I think that's why Bo doesn't talk about sports, because his whole life, he was looked at as a different person because of his race.
Yeah.
And now that he's 60 years old, he's sitting back going, I don't want you to remember me because I ran over a white linebacker from Oklahoma named Brian Bosworth when he played for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah.
I want you to remember me because I raised my babies and they're in college and they're an asset to society. And when I hear Bo talk now, I'm like, man, I wish everybody had that mentality.
That's what it should be about.
Because when I as a white man go to a Bo dinner, I'm like, man, you got to tell me how you hit that home run in the American League All-Star game and got MVP. Who gives a shit? Who cares?
But like Bo said, what you're saying is Bo said, I don't want you to remember me for my entertainment.
Yeah.
I was entertainment. That's not who I am. That was entertainment. You got to see me entertain and that's it. That's not who I am as a person. He's saying, know me for who I am.
Yeah.
Not that's what I entertained you to be.
Yeah. And that's how I am. That's what I want to be known to Bo when he talks about me, is that I don't care how famous he was, because at one time I was a Bo Jackson groupie and I showed it. Hey, this is a true story. I showed Bo I said, Bo, look at my baseball and football card collection. Look at all my Nikes.
All my Bo,
look
my
at my
Bo
Nikes
Jackson.
still in the boxes. Every poster ever made. Bo knows Bo. Bo knows hockey.
You got them all.
You know, Yo, at one time, Bo was more popular than Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan was in Bo's commercials.
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky was in Bo's commercials. And now I look at it and I'm like, I'm friends with Bo Jackson, not because I was a fan, because he respects me as a man.
Yeah.
Because I never saw that. Me and Bo have had these conversations.
Yeah.
Me and Bo have sat like this and talked about this exact same thing, because in my mind, as a 50-year-old white man, I never understood it. I've never understood how a white man could call a black man that word. And when they said it around me, and I don't care if it's a joke. I don't care if it's just a joke being told. I would always be the one. Don't use that word around me.
Yeah.
Don't say it. Don't say it. Well, what do you mean don't say it? Why are you saying it? Why, you think you're cool because you're saying it?
Yeah.
You think you feel good about yourself because you said that word real quick?
Yeah.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And common sense always tells me. Just like religion. Everybody's like, I'm not going to get up on a soapbox and preach religion and God. I know how I feel.
I know
but all
God
I've ever
is. That's
said,
it.
Yo, is that common sense tells me that this ain't it.
Yeah.
Common sense tells me I get to be with my dad and Cecil again. Common sense tells me that they're in heaven right now fishing together and talking shit to each other. And when I get up there, it's going to be like nothing ever.
The same thing.
It's going to be doing the same thing. So common sense tells me you don't use that word.
Yeah.
So I always was the advocate, and maybe people looked at me like, who do you think you are? Tell me. I don't care. I know how to get to know somebody on a different level because of transparency, honesty, talking.
Yeah.
Because Cecil and my dad taught me that. Every single day, Yo. It wasn't once a year. We were with Cecil every
day.
single day. He would drive his long blue car over to our address at 6805 Myers Road in Black Springs. We lived in Black Springs. I grew up in Black Springs, Nevada. Every day, or we would drive over to his house and sit in there. And Mildred, his wife, died in 89. I remember it like it was yesterday when he came to our house and said Mildred passed. I remember it like it was yesterday, and the tears and the hugs and what Cecil went through. And I'm like, I never understood how we could look at a black man and say something different about him or his creed or his family based on the color of their skin when Cecil was going through that pain and that anguish.
The same pain you went through.
He needed us. And when my dad died in 2006, my dad died on August 9, 2006, I looked at Cecil's face and it looked just like it did when Mildred died.
He had the same
It was
pain.
his best friend. So I never understood it. So when I was in your gym at Redirect, I was like, the world needs more of this. There should be a 24-hour simulcast of that gym to show America and to show the world that is how life is supposed to be.
Thank you, man.
That's how it could be if we paid attention and we got to know somebody on a deeper level instead of just being superficial on Instagram.
On his damn phones.
On Instagram going, oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This guy's doing this and this girl's doing, who gives a shit? Yeah. I don't care. If you walk into Redirect and spend an hour in there, your life will be different. And mine was that day. And I've been looking forward to this, and life gets in the way and we get busy.
Oh, yeah.
But if we take the time to sit down, and I hope
It makes
people
a
hear this and go,
difference,
you know what, I'm going to go check that place out.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to that event in early November, because it will change your life to see Mexicans and blacks and whites and Puerto Ricans and being best friends. And they're fighting. They're beating the piss out of each
They
other.
shake hands
and then they're
afterwards,
shaking hands and loving each
and
other.
they go on.
And that's what life should be like.
Yes.
Not kick a man when he's down and,
No.
and keep him down.
No.
You might fight, but you're going to love him after.
Like I said, you're not supposed to agree on everything. That's just not life. Like,
You're not.
But I can get along with everybody.
You're not.
I'm not supposed to hate nobody.
Redirect is a bigger message than boxing gloves.
Yes, boxing gets these kids in there because everybody needs that draw. But it's about redirecting their mental, their emotional, their physical. Like, how do I get you to be a better human being? How do I get you to love yourself to where you don't have to hate anybody else?
You don't have to.
How do I get you to believe in your physical ability to where that's what stopped me from fighting, was understanding boxing. And oh my gosh, you will really hurt somebody. I really am good at this. Once you gain that confidence, and once somebody picks on you, guess what? Oh man, I'm not worried about you. And that's what I'm trying to teach these kids. Like,
I don't think there's a greater feeling in life.
I'm not worried about you, kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you
got it.
I'll hurt you if you want me to, but I don't have to do that. You know?
Got it.
Those are the things we're trying to teach, man.
They walk out of here getting it.
Yeah.
They get it. I just wish that the world could spend an hour with you in that gym. And I'm saying it again because it means the world to me. They would have a better understanding of love and equality and what it really means to get on a deeper level in life, because life is so precious and life is so fast, meaning this life, right? This life right now on earth.
It can end any day, any moment.
Why not make the effort to live it to the fullest and understand that we are all friends. We could all be friends, man.
We should be.
And I've taught. And I'm proud to say I've been taught that since I was born.
Yeah.
Because when I was 2, I got pictures of me at 1 year old and 2 years old in Cecil's lap. I was taught at an early age that we're no different. And I just have never seen it. So being in that gym, I want to give you kudos, because I was like, dude, we're all the same in here.
That's what I'm trying to do, man.
We're all the same in here. And I was shaking hands
with everybody.
Your brothers were coming up to me.
Oh yeah, you met my brothers that day. Yeah,
they acted like they knew me for years. We were hugging. We were on the same level. We spoke the same language.
We don't think we're better than nobody, man. We pilgrims passing through. We on this journey that God sent us on.
That's how it should be.
That's what it is. And we all got one common enemy, and it's death. We all gonna die.
I don't want to die. I love life so much.
I love it too.
We ain't getting out of here alive.
We can't escape it.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So with us knowing that we all have the same ending, why are we not the same person? Why are we not the same people?
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, we're all, none of us are going to be treated any different at the end of our lives. We're all going to die, like you're saying. But I believe,
and be put in the dirt
believe that I'll be judged. And you already said in this conversation, I believe that I'll be judged by the man. I believe that I'm going to be in purgatory. I believe that I'm going to be judged of like, are you going here or are you going there?
That's God's job.
And I've made mistakes.
Oh, we all
I cheated on my wife. I haven't lived it down. She forgave me now. And we're raising our daughter. But you know what? I still did it. And I was judged, and I hurt a lot of people because of my actions. But I pray every day that I never, ever, ever am that man again. And it's helped me.
Well, God got you on that, because he said all you got to do is talk to him and ask for us forgiveness. And he said, I'll forgive you as far as east is west. Yeah. That's scripture. Yeah. And it also says in scripture that for all have sinned and fallen short of God's glory. He's not expecting us to be perfect. He's expecting us to come to him daily.
Can't be.
Come to him daily. Perfect. Come to him daily. Come to him daily. And that's where people lose at, is thinking that we got it on our own. And we don't come to him daily.
No, gratitude every day, because there is no way.
Every day.
Common sense again tells me that there is no way that being able to build this studio. Yeah. And to be able to have what I have in life, there is no way that I did it on my own. Yeah. There's just no way.
And you know that.
I know. Oh, shit. Every single day.
You and me both.
Every single day I pinch myself and pray to God and thank him of like,
you and me both.
There's just common sense. So I'm not in life to get in a soapbox argument with somebody that you better be religious or you better vote this way. All I'm saying is that common sense tells me that I didn't do this on my own every day.
And my common sense tells me the same. Trust me.
Same thing.
Yeah, I got the same.
Well, you really are doing God's work though.
Yeah, but I ain't doing it. Trust me, like you said, I ain't did this on my own, man.
Hell no. You just said your story.
I can't. I could not have never. I couldn't be here without him. Period.
What gang were you in?
Are
you allowed to talk about it?
No, I didn't do that. I don't.
Is it? Do you regret it?
Well, here's the thing. I hung out with a lot of people. I don't want to say I did gang member activities.
But you regret it.
Do I hang out? Or do I regret my homies?
Man you are today?
Nah. Do I regret who my friends are? No, not at all. I don't regret being around nobody or nothing that I was around. Here's the thing: every piece of my life has made me who I am today.
But through that life and that affiliation with the gang in your youth, did you walk around scared?
No.
You never did? You had no fear?
I mean, I feared a lot. My dad, for one.
So you didn't fear your dad getting pissed at you that you were in a gang?
I feared my dad. Like I said, it's different levels to this. My dad knew who I hung out with. My dad knew what my affiliation was or what my homies was. And my dad didn't approve of none of that. And so, yeah, I was fearful of my dad of those things. If you ask, was I fearful of like people like shooting and stuff like that? Yeah, those things happen. That comes with what you sign up for. You know what I'm saying? I guess you got to say that, like, that comes with what you sign up for. So, of course, being fearful of things like that. But I guess I came in contact with a lot of stuff, man. Like,
did gangs bring boxing into your life? When did boxing start?
So here's the thing. I moved from San Diego when I was 1920. And that's when I went. So I actually came to UNR when I graduated from high school.
So this is after Idaho.
So no. So I came to UNR first when I graduated from high school. I was supposed to go play football here. I was here for 6 months. My older brother played at UNR. And what was supposed to happen, I was supposed to be on scholarship. Clearinghouse didn't clear me. I didn't pass my SAT test. So I went back to San Diego and played at a junior college. Played there for 2 years. After I left that junior college, I played safety. Well, I played linebacker at my junior college. I played linebacker in high school and at my junior college. Got a scholarship to Idaho State. Went there. I was there for a year and a half. And I played safety at Idaho State. Then I moved here after I left Idaho State. So I came back to Reno. My older brother was living here, and that's when I moved here, and that's when I kind of started making some changes. So I didn't pick up boxing until I was 25, I want to say.
Really? Yeah. Late in life?
Yeah.
Were you naturally gifted at it? You have quick hands and good feet?
I fought a lot. So the fighting part was easy. It was just the figuring out that a fight lasts 30 seconds and a boxing.
Why do they call boxing the sweet science, Yo?
Because it is a science. You have to really put these things together. You have to really figure out the equation to win. There's always a remedy to win. I tell people all the time, boxers can fight. I don't think fighters can box. Boxing, the average street fight lasts 10 seconds. So if that boxer weathers that storm for that 10 seconds, then what happens to that fighter? It's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
When somebody learns how to control their breathing and control their breath and control their energy and attitude, boxing, the main difference for me between boxing and fighting is done on the emotion. I'm fighting you because you stole my girlfriend. I'm fighting you because you hit my mom. I'm fighting you because you hit my car. Boxing is done because I want to do it. This is a sport to me. I've learned and studied and understand the science of it, and I do it because I enjoy it. That's boxing. Fighting is totally different. So
they say wrestling is the foundation of mixed martial arts, but when you get a wrestler that can throw hands and stay on his feet or her feet and separate and be able to move around and be able to guard themselves, like Tyson said, man, we can all say what we want until we get hit in the face. We all got a plan until we get hit.
I think wrestling is the foundation of mixed wrestling and then boxing.
Wrestling's awesome too.
Wrestling and boxing are that's MMA, that's Muay Thai, that's everything mixed in, kind of. You know what I'm saying? So I think those are the foundations for sure. Discipline.
Is Floyd Mayweather Jr. the best boxer of all time at a 50-0 record? Or I don't even know what it is now. Even though there's some questionable ones. Mosley almost got him. De La Hoya was right there.
The best boxer of all time? No.
Can you judge the best boxer?
I don't think you can judge the best boxer.
Who's your favorite then?
My favorite would be Floyd is one of my favorites. Tyson's one of my favorites.
Is Tyson the best heavyweight of all time? Would he have knocked out Ali?
No, I think Ali would have gave Tyson a run for his money.
Really?
Yeah.
I think I got Tyson in 5. I said it yesterday on a show. I said I got Tyson in 5.
I think Ali would have gave him some.
I'm talking pre-prison because that prison deal was bullshit.
That prison deal messed him up.
Never in my life have I cried for athletics.
Yeah.
A couple times I did. I'm going to tell you when I cried. When Buster beat Tyson, because I was like, there ain't no way.
That was rough.
I was at Cecil's house.
Buster whooped on Tyson.
I was at Cecil's house watching the fight with my brothers and my dad and Cecil's grandkids, and I cried when Tyson lost. And then when Bo got hurt against the Cincinnati Bengals and the Raiders when he ran down the right sideline and his hip, when they broke his hip, I cried because I was like, oh my God, Bo's done.
Yeah.
But I don't know why I cried because I didn't know Bo back then. I just had this appreciation for greatness, man.
Who he was as an athlete.
For greatness. And Mike Tyson was great. And I watched a lot of boxing.
Tyson was the dog, man. Sugar Ray Leonard was one of my favorites. Sugar Ray Robinson was amazing.
Hagler,
Hearns.
Oh, man.
Like, it's a lot of great boxers.
Roy Jones Jr., James Jones Jr. Sweet Pea Whitaker back in the day.
Yeah. So it's a lot of great boxers. Floyd has captured the newer generation, because I think he's done some good things for boxing, but I think he's damaged boxing a little bit because now everybody's looking for a 0 on their record versus
big paydays.
And big paydays.
And like I just named, like you and I just went down that little roll call list of boxers. I can't do that with today's boxers.
No, I can't either.
I don't like it either.
No,
I don't like the fact that boxing isn't what it was at one time because boxing is the sweet science.
Well, I think the paydays are deserved. I think they deserve to get paid those amounts of money. I think that was one of the things that Floyd did that was good for boxing.
Hell yeah.
But as far as the the record and making people think you're supposed to be 50 or you're supposed to have zeros on your record and not fighting the top tier boxers when they're top tier. If you're at your peak and they're at their peak, you're supposed to fight.
You're supposed to fight.
You know what I'm saying?
And if you get a loss, that's just fighting.
So what? That's you fought
the greatest
the best.
fighters in the world got losses on their record.
You lost to number 1.
Yeah.
You lost to number 2. Like that's what it's supposed to be.
Are you a good jump roper?
Yes.
I bet you are. Will you teach me?
Yeah,
I've been asking Joey for years.
Hey,
come on, man, teach me.
That's easy, man.
Can you learn how to jump rope?
Yeah, it just takes patience.
You can do all that trick shit
and a lot of whoopings.
You can do all that trick shit.
I can do most of it.
You could swing the rope fast.
I can swing the rope. You know what? To be honest, I'm gonna tell you this. I haven't done it in over a year.
Can you hit the speed bag good?
Yeah,
you can.
I'm good on the speed bag.
You are.
I tore my Achilles last year, so I haven't jumped rope in like a year.
But you're good on a speed bag.
Yeah.
Man, and what a freaking awesome exercise.
Speed bag is hand-eye coordination. That's pretty. That's dope.
Oh, I love freaking speed bag work. I love the idea of training for a fight and getting in that ring and getting announced by Buffer and having Jim Lampley. Yeah. Jim Lampley, I just loved my experience as a boxing fan of being able to go behind the scenes, like I was in your gym that day and seeing the behind the scenes part of it. There's something about fighting, like we started this discussion with, about life. I just loved every aspect. It's unlike any other sport in the world. Yeah. I could watch behind the scenes of the NFL. I'm a huge baseball fan. I'm a huge ping pong fan. I play pickle. I love X Games. I love extreme sports, action sports, all of it. But there was something about going to the gym and watching Foreman, or we got to see Roberto Duran. We got to see Ray Boom Boom Mancini. We got to see Sugar Ray training up here in the high altitude. There's just something that hit me different about watching greatness in the ring. And still to this day, when I see a good boxing match, which I don't see a lot of them today because I don't know what happened. UFC took over, kind of.
It should be a good one this weekend.
I know. I was just going to talk. I was going to get your opinion. This is a good fight.
It's going to be a good fight.
Can Crawford beat Canelo?
Yeah, I think Crawford can beat Canelo, but I think Canelo can beat Crawford.
Have you watched any of the behind-the-scenes stuff, the lead up to it?
Yeah, I've been watching some of it.
Canelo's a badass, man.
Yeah, I was blessed by Joey to go see Canelo train a little bit.
You were?
Yeah, we went up to Chucky. That was last year. I went up there with him and Ricardo one time.
What is your honest opinion about Joey Gilbert? And I don't want you to sugarcoat it because let's act like Joey may never hear this.
Joey can hear it. Joey knows. First of all, I love Joey. Joey is a maniac in my opinion. I think if Joey got your back, Joey got your back, and that's what I love about him. There's nothing that's gonna stop Joey from supporting you if he got your back. And me and Joey just have a level of understanding, like who we are for each other. Like Joey, I can call Joey today and he'll pick up whatever I need from Joey. Joey got me. Joey knows that Yo don't do politics, and he's okay with that. You know, and that's just where our
because he's a staunch conservative Republican, ran for governor. He's very boisterous. He's out there about
Joey it. Joey knows that, and I know that, and Joey know Yo don't care about none of that shit.
Isn't that cool though? Isn't that cool?
Joey love Yo and Yo love Joey. Period.
That's how it should be.
But
here's the real question.
That's what I mean by I don't have to believe everything you believe.
Here's the real question.
Yeah.
Would you whip his ass in the ring?
Hell, have you sparred? I sparred Joey before. Hell nah. That motherfucker is, man, I sparred Joey before. Joey, people don't know that.
When people don't know about his past, and I'm like, and they come in the Reno,
and
like
his past, it's his now. Joey's like that now.
Oh, I know. And I'm like, how old's that dude? I'm like, he's 50. And I'm like,
don't play with him.
You don't want to mess with that dude.
Don't play with him.
You don't want to work out against him.
Don't play with him.
You won't keep up with him on a workout.
No, because he competes till he's done.
Oh man, he different level.
He competes until you're done.
Different
Put
level.
it that way.
Different level.
Yeah, no. Joey's on the whole man. No. Joey's boxing skills are unreal.
I know.
And if you've never seen him, like in person or been in the ring with him, you would think it's a joke. And even like when I first opened my gym, I was, I think I'm young, and Joey was like, he sparred a couple rounds with me, and I was like, this dude right here is, and it was light. I know he was going light, but the way he moves and the knowledge that the understanding the science of boxing, he knows that.
Yeah. And when you talk to him about it, and he just plays it off, like I'm like, let's talk boxing, and he'll talk boxing about. The upcoming fight.
But
like
he'll downplay himself.
He's going to Vegas. He's going to Vegas for the fight this weekend. I talked to him last night, and I said, come into the studio tomorrow and talk with Yo and I, and he couldn't. But he won't talk about him. He won't talk about his career and what
he downplays himself. That's just him being humble. But Joey has brought a lot to, and I don't think the city of Nevada has given Joey enough credit. Like, Joey's brought a lot to Nevada as far as boxing.
And just all. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, you know, I know it's other accolades, but as far as that, like, they don't give him enough credit. But he knows who he is. I'm positive that Joey knows exactly who the hell he is, and he don't need nobody to give him those accolades. He knows what he's done. You know what I'm saying? And he continues to do it behind the scenes. Joey gave me my first ring. Like the one that rings at my gym. One that rings at my gym. Joey simply said, "Hey man, I got a ring in my storage. You need it? Come get it. Don't worry about it, yo. Put it in your, like, no joke." And if you look up a boxing ring, how much boxing rings cost? It's $20,000-$30,000. And you talking about a guy who was just opening up a gym, and Joey barely knew me at the time.
He took care of you.
He took care of me. And he still, yo, I'll buy the belts. Like, Joey is Joey, man. He will do anything for kids as well.
Yeah.
But like I said, Joey is a good friend, man.
A lot of people would come up to me and be like, "Man, Joey's cocky." And I'm like, "No, he's not.
Yeah.
You don't know Joey." Now, was Joey confident back in the day? You had to be to do what he was doing. But I always tell people one thing about Joey.
And why
Gilbert.
not be cocky? What stops Joey from being? Who said Joey can't be cocky?
He's done life the right way. He's a great dad.
So why can't I be cocky?
You just told a story of how good of a great person he is.
So why can't he be cocky? You know what I'm saying?
I've never seen him talk down to a person.
Yeah.
I've got reports that he has, but I've got reports that I have.
Yeah, people say that, man, when you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
And if somebody's mad at Joey because he's believing in himself.
Yep.
Or because he loves what he doing.
Joey got stuck in a weird thing in life. I always try to explain it this way. When Joey was doing the celebrity Joey, and he was contender, and he was Sugar Ray and Sylvester Stallone and world champion and NCAA 3-time champ, all this shit, right? Well, Joey don't say much. I'm like, okay, well, do you want him to? Because he was damned. I always say it like this. He was damned if he did. He's damned if he don't. We go into a dinner. Joey's quiet. Joey was living life. Joey came off as he didn't want to talk? Maybe. Joey came off if he was cocky? Maybe, but he wasn't. You know what he was doing? Because when people be like, "Joey, what'd you do this weekend?" And he said it, then the whole spotlight went on Joey. Right on and the whole aura, all the energy of the room went to Joey. And now everybody's like, "You were doing what? You were in Vegas and you got to be with Sil." Like, he was damned if he did. If he talked about it, he was cocky. If he didn't talk about it, he was arrogant. He was wrong, yeah. And I was like, man, you got to understand, he was on a different level. Because of his dedication to his craft, he got opportunities. And as a person,
he's good at it.
As a man, I support that. I want people to be successful. There's too much jealousy and envy in this world.
That's what it
because
is.
Of social media has made it worse. But man, if you can't support your fellow friends and your brothers and your sisters and not cheer for them. Everybody cheered for me when I was on the way up the ladder, pushing on my butt cheeks. "Get up there, Chad." Yeah. And then you get on that top rung and everybody's like throwing rocks at things that shine. And I'm like, whoa, where'd all my friends go? What happened to the support? Why can't we support success? Why can't we?
So think about that. Why can't we support success? It's not even a person. Why can't we support success?
I know we can't.
We can't support success from people we don't even know. Like, why can I not support somebody that's doing right by somebody at school? Just like you met me. You didn't even know me, but you supported me when you first met me.
Yeah.
Why don't we do that?
Why don't
you seen I was doing something good? You didn't know me as a person, but you seen I was doing something good, so you came to support me.
Yes.
Why don't we do that?
I don't know. I don't get it. I honestly don't understand envy and jealousy. I do not understand how somebody could look at Joey Gilbert and hate on the man because he's doing things at a different level. We all should. We all have the opportunity. Now, if you want to settle for mediocrity, then be my guest.
Yeah.
But don't hate on somebody that didn't. Don't hate on somebody that did not settle for mediocrity. Yeah. And Joey Gilbert, I know a lot of people that didn't. You didn't. Yep. You are chasing greatness and doing God's work. But don't hate on it. Don't look at it and become a part of it. Yeah. I don't need to be at the first seat on the bus. I'll get in the middle of the bus and know exactly where my seat is.
Wherever I need to, wherever you want me at.
Yeah, and I will support you and help, just like Joey did. I'm not the owner of Redirect, but I'm going to support you. I'm going to give him a ring. I'm going to come to the events. I'm going to sponsor the events.
He does it every time, man.
And that's exactly how life should be. Yep. You don't need to be the man. And that's the thing, is that if you understand the definition of team and unity and brotherhood and sisterhood, then you understand that, dude, we're all part of this. We're all part of it.
Should be.
And then you give the thanks to the higher power, and you're never going to develop that mentality that you're something special.
No.
People look at my life and they're always like, man, you got the life. And I'm like, really? Because I like your life too.
Yeah, you don't know what I've been through to get to this life.
You don't get it. That's why this
you don't know what this life comes with.
That's why this podcast that we're on is called This Life Ain't For Everybody. It's not that my life's any better than yours. I'm simply saying that your life might not be for me and might not be for you, but we can align and we can sit down across the table and have a discussion.
We're supposed to.
That's how life's supposed to. That's how it was built.
That's what it's for. That's what it's for, man. That's what life is for. You know? And everybody's, like you said, this life ain't for everybody. Everybody's life is for them.
100%. And it's up to you on how you want to live it. And I think that there's opportunity out there, and it's how you recognize that opportunity. It's how you break down doors. It's how you use it. Do you want to use it for positivity? Do you want to use this certain opportunity right now? We could do this. We could sit here and say, "Oh, Dad died. Oh shit, man, my dad died. I'm gonna grieve. Of course I am. I'm gonna be sad. Of course I am. Got to deal with Mom being sad. Of course we do." Yep. But we turned it into a positive to where now, here we are endowing the Orville Belding Scholarship Fund. He died in 06.
That's amazing.
We have an endowed scholarship fund to where we could go to redirect or high schools around the city, and they fill out an application, and we get to give away 2 scholarships every year in my dad's name, the Orville Belding Memorial Scholarship. Because my dad believed in the community. He believed in people. He believed in kids. My dad was a youth mass. He wanted to be around kids all the time. He wanted to master the craft of coaching, managing, doing supporting. He did. Every one of the boys and girls wanted to be around my dad because he loved them. He cared. And now all these years later, we're still giving away scholarships, and now it's endowed, We never have to raise another dollar as long as we're alive. And we worked our asses off to endow a scholarship fund to give the kids to go to the next level of academics and athletics to college from Northern Nevada. Man. That's amazing. And that's seeing an opportunity and using something that was devastating to myself and my brothers and my family.
But made the best of it.
And made the best of it. And we got to do it. And that's that. And I don't want people to hate on us because they see us, oh, you guys get to live this unbelievable life. No. We are living the life that was chosen for us.
You have to live that life.
Yes.
You have to live the life that you're in. That's the problem with a lot of people. We don't live the life that we're in. We want to be in somebody else's life.
Yep.
Well, if you, like you just did, if you take advantage of the life that you're in and the trials and the cards that you're dealt, then you're going to have the best life.
The best life.
But when you jump out of that to try to be in somebody else's life and you try to steal a card from here and trade this spade for that spade, then that's when you lose.
You're going to lose. It's going to catch up with you.
It will.
But on the other side, doing what like Joey did with you in the ring and doing good will catch up with you too. And if
good
you
deeds,
live if you live right and you practice what you preach and you really do care about people and you pray, and I mean this, and I hope people are listening to this, and you can take it for what it's worth, and you could write into me and say that I'm full of shit and that I'm on a soapbox, but I'm not. Since I got over my bitterness with God, of my dad dying and Cecil dying. Bitter, like pissed off. Why'd you take my dad so young?
Yeah.
What the hell? He's 54 years old. I was a young man. I didn't even know how to live yet. Dad hadn't taught me everything he was supposed to. We were still learning from Dad. And we were still probably teaching Dad.
Yeah.
Bitter. But since I've gotten over my bitterness of the Lord and pray, and I mean pray, and it might be a 25-second prayer. And a 25-second thank you. It might be when I'm closing my eyes to go to sleep. It might be when I'm driving and I turn the radio down and I look at the sky above and I talk to my dad and Jesus. Since I started doing this, a lot, and I mean a multitude of good people and good opportunities come into my life.
Yeah.
And I pray every day for the safety of people. I pray every day for people like you. I pray every day for our president, our vice president, our military, our first responders, nurses and doctors, da-da-da-da-da. Since I started doing that, and talking to my dad and Jesus in a way that was down on my level and getting to the point to where I knew that it meant something to me.
Yeah.
Life is all for the better. Now, I'm not saying that tragedy's not going to happen, but
you can live through it.
You can live through it.
You can see
life at a different level.
You can see it different.
You can see it different. And I'm telling people,
you start to understand things like that when you start to develop that prayer life. You start to understand what tragedy is. You start to understand what when things happen that they're under God's will. Like that's my daily prayer, is that God's will be done.
Yep.
So if somebody's taken from me, I have to understand that that's God's will at that moment.
You're a servant. You did your job. You did it right. You did good. And the gates opened and he walked you in and he said, good job. And that's what he did to my dad.
Yeah.
You raised 3 good sons. You were a good husband.
Your time is up.
Your time is up.
Let's go.
And what you did is going to last and now he's got a scholarship fund, and your name will never be forgotten.
Let's go.
And I will never, and you can talk to my brothers when you meet them. You met one of them today. We will never, ever let Cecil Washington's name be forgotten.
Yeah.
In every conversation we have, every party that happens in this backyard, in this house, every celebration, every get together, every business meeting, I'm pointing like that.
Yeah.
That's Cecil. That's Cecil and me there. That's Cecil and my dad here. That's Cecil jackrabbit hunting at this place we called the Honey Hole. I'm always educating people on who Cecil Washington was. Not because they're going to walk away and know who Cecil was or had any chance. They're going to know what he meant to me and why I am the way I am.
Yep.
And that's because people like Cecil were in my life. And he never shut the door on us.
Yep.
And even when Dad died, Cecil could have very easily been like, well,
it's my time, but he stayed there.
Every day, even when he was old and couldn't get around, we were at his house driving out. And we live a long ways from him at the time. You have to. And you know who taught me that? Dad and Cecil, because when Dad would drive around in Reno, we'd always make the stops. And every single stop we made was somebody at least 30 years older than my dad. And I go, Dad, what are we doing at Ben Donnelly's house? Why are we at Bobby Ann? And why are we at Bobby Jean's house? Checking in, because my dad never forgot about the men that were his mentors and that meant something to him.
The Cecils to him.
The Cecil to him. And we forgot about how to do that in life today.
Yeah.
We don't do that enough. We don't do that enough because we're so rushed and we're so in a hurry and we're so selfish. And we don't understand who we are anymore as a people because we're comparing ourselves to everybody vicariously through the stupid ass phone and social media. We forgot. I know that I could sit down right now and name 10 people I should go say thank you to for where I'm at in life. And that's what I try to do. Go to lunch with my godfather, stay in touch with my brothers, make sure my mom knows I love her. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not. I'm freaking far from it.
None of us are.
But man, my dad and Cecil taught me the value of making sure that you don't forget your loved ones.
You're still living with them and you're still passing them along, and that's what counts.
My friend Brent Cobb that just sat in that chair the other day, he's a singer from Georgia.
Okay.
I'm going to send you some songs. Country songs.
Okay.
You got an open mind. You listen to country.
I got a little bit of country in me, man.
Okay. I'm gonna send you some lyrics.
Okay.
He's got a lyric that says you keep a tight grip on the ones you love. And I had my daughter in the car yesterday when Charlie Kirk got shot, and I was crying. She didn't understand really why I tears. I don't know Charlie. I just felt something like, damn it.
Something else happened.
He's a good man. His daughters will never know him. His wife is only 30 years old. But I told my daughter, I said, Brent Cobb sings about keeping a tight grip on the ones you love. And I looked at her and I said, that's why I tell you I love you all the time. That's why. And I started to explain to her of like, I know that you're 14 and you're popular at school and high school. We were all that in that phase of life, right?
Yeah.
I said, but always keep a tight grip on the ones you love because you never know when they're going to be gone.
Yeah.
You never know when life's going to hit you. And so when I hear lyrics like that come from the heart, come from somewhere where I wanted to be, where how I was raised. That's how we were raised.
Yeah.
When you meet these black people in Richmond, this ain't going through the motions. These are real fucking friends. And they stayed friends to the point when Cecil died, I was in JJ's car going to dinner with Ricky Henderson and going to the A's game with Blake Fahmy and remembering where I came from and still living life because of those bonds that were formed because I kept a tight grip on them. You keep a tight grip on the ones you love. And we take life for granted too much.
Yeah, we do.
And that's why your gym is doing different things because those kids could have been going down trails and paths that would have effed them up.
You know, some of them still will.
And they still might.
Some of them still will. You know, it's just I can touch whatever ones we can and plant those seeds and they grow. You know, and hopefully I get more that grow good seeds than the ones that pick up the bad seeds and leave. You know, that's the only thing we can pray for, because you know I get them for an hour a day. So you know the difference of me getting them and what the other influences are outside and how much they get, it's a big difference. But do I believe on my influence of my hour is more effective than the stuff they get outside of here? Yeah, I do. So
well, I've seen it firsthand. I congratulate you. I say thank you to you. We're gonna have more of these.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready. Joe in here. I want people to go and investigate. Website
redirectathletics.com. Address 250 Bell Street.
Bell Street, Reno,
Reno, Nevada.
down on the west side of downtown Reno.
Yes, sir.
Go to an event, look at the website, redirectathletics.com. Get a hold of us at info@thislifeaintforeverybody.com. Get to an event, support what's going on within these walls. Because when these walls grow and it becomes life, the limits that are put on us are only the limits that we allow.
Yeah.
And the Redirect is letting people know there you can do what you want to do.
No limits.
You can love hard, you can fight hard, but you're going to have to do it in life. Things are going to come at you from every direction.
Yeah.
And that's the values that are being taught at your gym.
Yes,
so
sir.
thank you for what you do, Yo.
Thank you for having me, man.
Man, and we'll do it again.
I'm ready.
That's a good conversation.
Yes, sir.
I learned a lot. Cecil, Big Daddy, rest in peace. Pops, rest in peace. Chad, Yo, we're out. This life ain't for everybody. Thank y'all for listening.